Hey, Grand Center family, Cold Lake friends, it's Bob here. I wanted to give you a little word of encouragement and speak to you today. I've been doing a lot of thinking about my ancestors lately. I don't know why, whether it's events of the world, but I realized that after they escaped revolutions and after they went through the pain of emigrating and they went through a depression and they went through the war, every time they went through something, they tended to live differently on the other side of it. And I'm just so grateful for how in my family there was some generations of faith on my mom's side who even in difficult things and difficult times, responding differently on the other side, had a constant, and that constant was their faith. One of the things that I love is some of the hymns that have stood the test of time. And in many different world crises and things that we face, some of these hymns talk about a constant, and that is God and how He looks after us. Today I want to tell you the story of how a hymn was made or how a hymn came into existence. And then I want you to encourage you to go on whatever streaming service you have or wherever you need to go. If you're on YouTube, you can pull it up, choose a style that fits you, and listen to the words of the hymn carefully. The hymn's What a Friend We Have in Jesus, and in 1844, there's a young Irishman, his name was Joseph Scriven. He completed college and he was returning home to marry his sweetheart, and he's traveling to meet her, and it was the day before the planned wedding, and he came upon this scene where she'd fallen off her horse and he found her submerged in a creek bed, dead. Years later, Scriven moves to Canada. Eventually he falls in love again, only to experience that same devastation once again as just a few months before the planned wedding, his fiancée becomes ill and ends up ultimately dying. In the following year, he wrote a poem to his mother in Ireland, and he described the deep friendship with Jesus that he cultivated in prayer through the hardships in life. The poem was published anonymously at first, and then under a title, Pray Without Ceasing, and 10 years later, Scriven finally acknowledged this well-loved text had been written by him and his friend Jesus. In 1868, an attorney, Charles Converse, set the text to a tune, and he renamed it, What a Friend We Have in Jesus. Instead of thinking God was punishing him, Scriven cherished God's friendship through hardship, a friendship made deep in prayer. Hey, I'm praying for you, my friends. Go and find and listen to the words born of a poem put to music about a timeless truth.